Hello? Let me know if you can hear that. I haven't streamed with a mic in a few days. I don't know if I've got my settings correct. Hi. So about 528,000, you get the first world generation bug, which is the duplicated spawn chunks. So your spawn chunks every 528,000 blocks, uh, it's like duplicated. So I might get there today, probably tomorrow, but I would like to do it today. It's just that's like 90k blocks in a day, and that is a lot. The most I've done in a day is 79k, so we'll see what happens. Oh no, I think, was it, I don't know. I don't know how much it was. We're starting early though, good and early, 12 o'clock. Most of the last few days it's been like 6 o'clock that I've started, so it's definitely more possible because I've started now. What no work does to a gamer. The thing is, I was working the last 5 days, like Wednesday to Sunday, and I was working full days, 9 to 6, and I still came home and did this for like at least 30k blocks. Like I've been putting in the hours. Because I know if I don't keep it up, I'll just give up. And even if I do keep it up, I might give up. So we gotta put in the hours early so that the sunk cost fallacy can kick in. Because if I get like halfway there, I think we're set. I don't think I'll give up at halfway. I might give up at 1%, 2%, but not halfway. So is there a reason we aren't just using creative or cheats? Because that wouldn't be any fun. That wouldn't be fun at all. It's about the journey, you know? It's not about the result at the end. To be honest, creative wouldn't make it go much faster. You'd need to like have TP, uh, which I don't think is in this version. You'd probably need to use mods, but I don't remember. I mean, you could edit the position in the world file, so you don't need to mod the game to like TP. But get my water back. Yeah, like for the same reason I'm not using the Nether to travel. It's just like it's more fun if you go the long way. But like I could use the Nether and it'd be 8 times faster. It'd actually be a lot more than 8 times faster because you can go on the roof of the Nether and just walk that way. Yeah, well, I understand why you wouldn't think it's that fun because that makes a lot of sense. But if you have a particular neurological condition, it can be quite satisfying. You know. There's a reason not that many people have done it, right? Like, it's probably not fun for the majority of people. But, I'm built different. I can't say that yet. I'm not that far along. I'm 3.4% or something. Like, could easily quit at any time. I should have taken a screenshot at 3 point, like, you know, pi coords, 314,159. That would have been so cool. I should have done that. There's always more. There's always more. The good thing about pi doesn't run out, doesn't expire, so I can get an approximation of pi at 3 mil. Yeah. 3 mil, 141,500, what, 3.14159 592? Yeah. That'll be a cool screenshot, I think. I might build something there to like commemorate, because that'll be the last approximation of pi before you have to go to like 30 million, which obviously doesn't exist, I think. I know you go to a certain point through the Farlands and the terrain just stops like being solid, I think. So I don't think you can actually get to 30 mil. I'm definitely not going to try. Build a circle? Yeah, that's probably it. I'll build a big circle. And I'll write down some pi. I'll try and get my decimals to line up as best as I can. Because if you enter a boat and you get more control of your like decimals, but maybe 2 sig figs, right? Like not crazy, but it's worth spending time on, I think, for the moment. Yeah, that's pretty exciting. And then my next one after 3.14 million will be 6.76 million for the 6-7 joke. Which is a little over halfway. 6.7 million is a little bit over halfway. Yeah, right? It's going to be a monumentous occasion. I'll build a monument for that as well. I'm thinking of building a monument every 10%. That's what a lot of people do. I think Kurt J. Mack did that. It'll be nice to actually play a bit of Minecraft instead of just like holding W. We're on day 10, by the way. So, the pace that I'm on at the moment, if we were to extrapolate it in a graph, which by the way, I do think it'll slow down, but if we were to do it as a graph, January 7th next year, I would finish. I made a little spreadsheet for tracking it. So January 7th would be the estimated end date at the current pace. It would be cool to do it in like before the end of the year. It's not going to be before the end of the year. I would need to pick up the pace quite significantly and maintain it. I mean, I've got 10 days off in May that I'm not going to be playing Minecraft at all. A bit more than 10, like 12 days. So that's gonna kill the pace a little bit, but maybe I'll bring my laptop. No, I'm joking. I'm kidding. It's roughly like 12k blocks an hour. But you can do more, especially if you get quite like lucky and you find a bunch of like oceans. Because oceans are like twice as fast as walking normally. To be honest, because they're so flat, it might be more than double. Like it's double your walking speed, but it's also so much easier to navigate, right? And every time you jump, it's slower than just walking. So there's a lot of opportunities to lose time on the ground that just doesn't happen when you're in the water. So oceans can significantly increase your speed if you find a lot of them. That's why it's often like really good to go off the beaten path just to find water. There's a lot of cool things you can do to like try and improve your speed. It's faster, yeah. So every time you like get in and out of the boat, your body pushes the boat forward. Because it's like an entity that you can interact with. So it makes you go a bit faster. Okay, I fucked it. I was trying to go through the Suez here, but look at all these oceans. See what I'm saying about the pace? So good right now. Yesterday I had a lot of oceans as well. I streamed for like 5 hours or something, so my pace over the whole stream wasn't super good because I kept taking breaks, not long ones, but like getting food and stuff, playing with my cat. Playing with auto walk on is kind of like Geometry Dash. You just time the spacebar for when you need to jump. Oh, check this out. This is gonna be awesome. It's my favorite part of Minecraft. Whee! But that didn't even fall that much. Whatever. Whatever. Also, keep your eye out for some tall cactuses, because even though cactuses only grow to 3 blocks tall, they can be as tall as like 6 blocks naturally generated. They're just very rare. I don't know if it's like a bug or something. But yeah, they can be quite tall. So we're looking out for 4, 5, or 6 block tall cactuses. That would be significant. I did find a 4 block one already, but someone recently posted a 6 block tall cactus in the Farlands Discord. So we're trying to match that. We go this way. We'll go around as well. It's kind of bad to go up the mountain. I often climb mountains because I want to keep on the like same Z axis. I want to stay on Z67 as much as possible, but it's so bad. Like it's so slow. Going around is just leagues better. It's coming to nighttime. I haven't really got any wood to make more boats. I don't think I've been mining that much. You kind of want to mine it as you're walking. I can make a few. Kind of want to mine it as you're walking past so that you don't like waste any time on it. And it was too dark, so we get killed. Yeah, it's like 2 blocks per second faster. Like, it's actually quite significant, the difference. I don't have any coal. Can I just sleep again and play roulette? If I had torches, you can actually, like, make the bed safe. But I don't have torches. So we just play roulette, I guess. So yeah, in old versions of Minecraft, there's a chance of being woken up if you sleep in a dark area. Do I have anything to burn? I literally don't. Check out that lighting it up. Yeah, you have a chance of being woken up by something called a nightmare, which is where a monster spawns on top of you. It's really a really good way to make a bone farm, I guess. Look how many bones and arrows I'm getting. We might need to put a roof over our head. I'm not really sure how the mechanics of it work, to be honest. This is actually getting ridiculous. I'm gonna make sure I don't die as well, because that would be particularly bad. Okay. So that's what happens when you're a bit too slow to go to bed. Perfect. I don't really need that. Oh my god. What a fucking fight that was. Holy crap. I don't have like I'm not listening to the game noise, I'm listening to music, so I did not even know there was a creeper there. Somehow I just tanked that anyway, but like, what the fuck? Okay, so this is a weird thing that happens sometimes, where you get out of the boat, the thrill. It's not the end of the world if I died there, because I did just sleep in a bed, but you can die and lose progress. You can die and go back to spawn if you're not careful. So, thrill of the journey. But yeah, people have done it on peaceful, people have done it on normal and hard as well. And easy. But I'm playing on easy, because I don't want to, like, die in 2 hits to a zombie. But I do want to play the game, you know? Also, I think this is before peaceful, so you would still, like, you would still take damage from falls and stuff, but you wouldn't get monster spawning. Shout out to Drugbug, by the way. Hell for a Basement, pretty good album. Pretty good album. Yeah, quite like that one. And I'll see what we've got up next. But I'm not gonna play it because of well, the Digital Millennium Copyright Act, I think, is the main reason. I think we got underscores up next. I'm kind of catching up on weeks, music-wise. I mean, this challenge is a really good opportunity to, you know, watch TV, listen to music. You don't need, like, you do need to look at the screen, but... Yeah, crafting mushroom stew has to be done in a crafting table in this version. Which is a bit annoying, but you don't need to eat it that much, so it's fine. But yeah, you can't do it like shapeless. It has to be one on top of the other, like in a line. It's not like shapeless like in the new version. Same with flint and steel. You can do it in your inventory, but you have to put flint in steel, like flint and iron, diagonal from each other. You can't put them next to each other like you can in new versions where it's shapeless. It's like a little annoying. Honestly, the most annoying thing about mushroom stew is like sometimes you'll go like 14,000 blocks without seeing a brown mushroom or a red mushroom, but you'll still get the other color. And it's just like random. But like mushrooms are not super common on the surface anyway. They're just like the best food source that you can like reliably find. Because like pork chops are fine, but then you need to have a flint and steel, or you need to cook them. And the ingredients for mushroom stew stack. Like mushroom stew doesn't stack, but mushrooms and the bowl stack. But pork chops don't stack. So it's like, if you have 4 pork chops, you should have mushroom stew instead, because it would take up 3 inventory slots. And if you have like 6 pork chops, then it's obvious. Like, but yeah, just like cooking them is really slow, and getting a flint and steel takes up inventory space. So it's like, and you want to have as much inventory space as possible to make as many boats as possible, because then you craft less often. Ideally, you just want to craft once per night cycle. But even like, if you could craft once per 2 night cycles, that would be faster. Unless you're doing it all during the bed thing. But I'm not fast enough at crafting, so I only overlap like a portion of it. So yeah. There's things to consider. I'm not like speedrunning it though, but if you do want to go as fast as possible, there's things to consider. Also, yeah, pigs are also the only animal that drop food in this version. There's no like chicken or beef or anything. It's just pork chops. Chickens only drop feathers. Cows only drop leather. Sheep only drop wool. They don't drop mutton. Mutton was added a lot later, but beef was like the next version after this one. They had to add more food options because in the next one hunger was a thing, but in this version you don't really need as much food. And I can imagine PvP on this version is really funny because you instant eat food. It's like a soup PvP on those old, like I think Mineplex had soup PvP where you insta drink soup. Just go in the water. Thought there would be an ocean a bit closer on this side, but also if I did die and lose, like, say my bed was destroyed or something, I do have a backup of the world. And you are allowed to use backups. I would just lose like a day's worth of progress, which right now is only 47 minutes of progress. That's not so bad. But if it was at the end of a day, it's like 5 hours or something. So, I mean... But I'm not going to make like backups in the middle of a day. I'll just do it at the end of each day. And if I lose a bunch of progress, I will either bounce back from it or I won't. And that'll be that. But sometimes you can die, like, there are glitches. They're pretty rare, but there are glitches where you just, like, instantly die. One of them is involving, like, if you have a pet dog and you're in a boat, sometimes you just take, like, instant fall damage if the dog touches the boat. But that's, like, super duper rare, but it happened to Kurt J. Mac, like, twice. But it is pretty rare. So you just don't have a dog, but... Or, you know, your world can get corrupted if it crashes. It can also... Like, if it crashes mid-save, it can get corrupted. It can also just, like, you'll lose progress if it crashes and you haven't saved. Generally, the only way it would crash is if you go over the, like, memory. So you see in the top left when I press... Or top right, sorry, when I press F3, it's got the used memory. So I've allocated 8 gigabytes of RAM. If it uses more than, like, 90, you gotta close the world and reopen it. Because, and sometimes you gotta close the whole, like, Minecraft instance as well, if that doesn't help. But yeah, if it goes over 100, the game crashes. And, like, clearly they're not cleaning up the memory very well, because the further you walk, the bigger that number is gonna get. It's because of something called... I don't know if this is the only reason. Disclaimer. But stuff like in falling sand or like other entities in lazy chunks. Lazy chunks are chunks that are on the edge of your render distance. They don't leave memory. Like the chunks do, but entities inside them stay loaded. That might be a bad explanation for someone that knows more than me, but that's my understanding of it. Is that entities that are inside those chunks don't stop being in memory. Like, they just stay there. Sometimes I wonder if it's even worth it to break the crafting table, because it's literally 1 block of wood to make a crafting table. So it's like... It's faster to break a block of wood than it is to break the crafting table, so I should probably just stop picking it up. but if you save like 2 seconds by not breaking the crafting table every 10 minutes and it takes 800 hours to get to the Farlands, then it does add up to like a noticeable amount of time, probably. Minutes, but like, because what it would be like 12 seconds every hour. Okay, maybe it wouldn't be very noticeable. I'm like really bad at arithmetic. Hold on. So it's 96 seconds every 8 hours times 100, 9,600 seconds. That can't be right. I've done something wrong. I mean, it's like 150 minutes, an hour and a half, 2.6 hours. I was close. Wait, 2 hours and a half. I said 150 minutes, so I was actually right. 150 minutes is 2.6 hours. I just converted it in my head wrong. I was pretty close. I was pretty close. Okay, but ask me what the square root of 2 is. It's 1.22. I don't know the rest. Oh, I did parkour off the boat. Yeah, the square root of 2 is an important number to know because it's the length of the hypotenuse of a triangle that's one on the other side. A right angle triangle where A and B are 1, the hypotenuse 1.22. Which doesn't sound important, but like it's a common game dev bug in like top-down games where moving diagonally is 1.22 times faster because they don't use a vector for the, you know, maths. They just like collate both instead of using like a magnitude thing to, I don't fucking know, geometry, bro. Happens in Undertale. 1.22 times faster. But even, yeah, they should move at 1 unit instead of 1.22 because walking diagonally, you should still move the same like magnitude as moving in a straight line. Maybe I'll find some brown mushrooms. Please, game. I found more brown than red ones while walking, so I don't know if there's like a brown mushrooms are more common, or if it's just like 50-50 and I'm finding a pattern that's not there. And that moving 1.22 instead of 1 is called a logic error because the code still does what you told it to do. You just told it to do the wrong thing. Oh, there's a brown mushroom. I think when you're on 3.5 hearts, fair enough to take a bit of a detour for the mushrooms. What you can do is you can swap these and it still works. You just can't do like that. I guess shapeless recipes probably just didn't exist in this version. And that's why none of the things that have shapeless recipes normally have them. They didn't have the technology for that. .12. That feels so late. I know 1.12 was like 2014, but it still feels really late for a feature like that. That's us at 14k blocks in basically an hour, 59 minutes. That's pretty good. 14k in an hour. Like I was saying, it's normally about 12, so 14k is pushing a good pace. I think we picked up a bit on the last half hour there. Well, 14.1 something. It doesn't really matter. Okay, we do want to go back to shore fairly quickly here, because last time we didn't go to shore fast enough. We had a bit of a awkward situation. Oh my god. Same principle, like getting out of the boat and in it again. Same principle applies to like placing the boat on your standing position, because when you place a boat, obviously it has 0 speed, but it's also facing the negative x-axis always. Minus did I break it again? We literally just had this conversation. Yeah, I did. Okay. I mean, I'm just chopped, I think. I'm just chopped. But yeah, the boat is facing negative x. So if you get on the boat, you have to spin it around. If you place it on top of you, it gains momentum from being pushed by your hurt box or your collision box or whatever you call it. So it turns around, but it also starts gaining a bit of acceleration, which is good because you can't push the boat if it's at like 0 speed. You can't get in and out of it. It'll well, you'll land on top of it like this if it's moving too slowly. Weird boat mechanics in this version, and it makes it so you can't, like, I'm just standing on top of it. That's not really fast. I love these gravel beaches, by the way. They don't really have these in newer versions, but it's pretty cool looking. I mean, it would be cool if the gravel texture wasn't like white noise or grey noise, pink noise. It's not white. Okay, I see the terrain. Brown noise. Yeah, every time I go to the gravel beach, I fucking shit myself. Oh, parkour. Like, not very beneficial parkour, but it's cool. 2-block vertical jump. A 2+1, is that what they call it? 2+1? When you go up one? I don't know parkour terms, despite being parkour pro. Hold on. I want an MLG, but I don't want to die if I fail. Little known fact about armor in this version. It protects you from fall damage. I'm gonna try an MLG. You can't MLG like this in the new version, in the old version, sorry. So what you have to do is MLG on the side so that you get 2 blocks of water. We're gonna MLG off of that bit of the tree. It worked. Not very well, but it did work. I did still take fall damage because I picked it up. You can also MLG off the top of like ferns and stuff, because when you place it, it goes above, but then it goes down. So like this fern, if it was closer, I mean, I'll still do it. Fuck's sake. Just don't try to MLG in this version, it's not worth it. Minus the time to make 27 iron, by the way. You can take that off of the the speedrun clock. It's fine. I'll probably benefit more from having the armor. Well, there's no sprint. Like, jumping is pretty hard in this version. It's actually crazy, like, sprinting and the Farlands have never coexisted. Like, that's such an interesting, like, quirk of Minecraft development, is like they were patched. Farlands was patched in the same update. So you can never sprint to the Farlands. Just really funny how that worked out. Because let's be honest, they didn't really need to patch the Farlands. It's not like you're going to come across it by accident. So the bug that causes the Farlands is like, I don't really remember, but basically the magnitude of like, because it uses noise to generate the like terrain, right? The magnitude of that is supposed to be between 0 and 1. And whatever equation, when you get to 12,550,820 blocks, whatever equation it is that converts the position into the magnitude, that breaks and you get a magnitude that's over 1. And that's why the Farlands are so tall, because the magnitude is like just ridiculously big for a Minecraft world. Which means if they literally just wraps, like the fix for it is probably just wrapping that value in like a ceiling of 1. That's literally probably the fix, is just doing that. I know people have patched in the Farlands by removing the fix into later versions. That's pretty cool. I don't know, doing a world border journey would be interesting because it's 30 million blocks out instead of 12 for the Farlands. But you have so many amenities. Okay, we're not counting the Elytra because it's not terrestrial travel, right? It's got to be like, you know, on the ground. But even just like using dolphins to swim instead of using boats, being able to sprint and stuff like that, being able to use like the spear. There's so many ways to go faster. But it's definitely faster to go to the world border than it is to go to the Farlands. For so many reasons, but... but it's funny because it's like double the distance. But you can go way more than twice as fast. I'm gonna go on this island just so I have time to Oh yeah, you also can't drag to craft, so it's like difficult to craft quickly. And I didn't pick up the crafting table because I'm the goat. Why is YouTube giving me notifications for Anthony Fantano YouTube shorts? I mean, I watch the needle drop sometimes, but YouTube shorts? I don't need notifications on for YouTube shorts. It's like getting hyped over someone for not doing double laser from the ledge, you know? It's like you did something really bare minimum there. I thought of a new video as well. 100 ways to punish double laser from the ledge. And I might do that. I might do that. That sounds really fun. Because I was playing against a Falco the other, like, yesterday, who did it every time. Like, without fail. Every single time. And I started getting quirky with it. I was doing, like, light shield on platform, get hit by the laser off the platform and back air. It was like, just stupid stuff. I'm thinking like, you know, shield SDI the laser or something. Like you can get pretty creative. The double laser them back. Holy crap. What an idea. The thing is, you could do that video with like every character as well. Like you could get everyone involved. How does Bowser punish it? The rip F smash? Like it's so punishable. It's actually like harder to find a way to get hit by double laser than it is to not like punishing it is harder. No, punishing it is easier than getting hit by it. Because sometimes you get hit by it and you still act first. You get hit by the first laser and just like up smash. I'm gonna swim. That's like a dead end. This one's more open. Bowser can Marth killer ledge, take ledge first. Yeah, probably. You probably could do that. I don't know. It's 30 frames for, or 35 frames for ledge grab before you can act. So you might not be able to do that. You might be able to. Fox can do some crazy stuff at ledge, to be honest. Like, Puff could do like take laser rest if you're really bold. That's us almost at 20k blocks traveled for today. Just a couple more thousand. There we go. That was You by Underscores. Pretty good album. First time listen. I'm feeling a light 7 to a strong 7. People were really hyping this album up. It's okay. It's pretty good. Alright, we got No, I know. No, I know you can't hear the music. It's just the album just finished, so I was talking about it. Also, technically, you would never need more than just one axe. Because in this version of Minecraft, if you switch tools, you keep your progress on mining the block. So you can do like that, and then just, it's still fast, but you just do the last like couple bits with your fist. I've not been doing it because it's just too much effort, too much tech. But I think it's probably worth doing, especially if you get really good at timing it. It would only make like a couple ticks worth of difference if you were consistent. .7.3 really is the melee of Minecraft. I kind of think that Minecraft is just the melee of Minecraft. I feel like the new versions are really technical. In terms of like, there's so many mechanics and there's so much like nuance to them all. Not that like this version is not technical or anything, it's just like there's a lot more of these kinds of like quirks and stuff in the new versions. The only reason I'm mentioning them here is because they don't exist anymore. But the new versions have just as much stuff, but like they keep adding new things. I think Minecraft is just a goated game, to be honest. I think that's what it comes down to. See, look, my memory's got up to 43%, and that's pretty bad. And you'll notice that I'm not seeing any passive mobs. That's because, like I was saying about lazy chunks, the ones on the edge of your render distance, if a mob spawns in that and then you walk away from the chunk, the mob will never despawn, but it stays in memory. And if 16 mobs are loaded in memory, it doesn't spawn any new ones. So we're not going to see any passive mobs or squids until I relog. Which is fine. I do need to get sheep though, so I might relog, but I don't need them like urgently. Oh. You really gotta lock in to craft quickly, like... Or I do. Maybe I'm just bad at it. But I don't want to practice 1.7.3 crafting, because my, Yeah, so, like we were saying, like, okay, but you're saving the time to pick up the crafting table. Are you really saving time? And it's like, yeah, because look, I'm mining that and I'm not stopping walking. I'm still picking up the wood. So you can pick up the wood with basically no time loss. It's free wood in terms of time. Okay, I failed that one. But like if you start it early enough at your range, you don't even need to really change your angle very much. And then you pick up the wood, and that's just free wood. That's a free crafting table I just got right there. So you don't need to include the time it takes to break it, because you're still walking while you're breaking it. But like everything takes time on a macro scale, but you gotta like, it doesn't make a huge difference. I do feel like the arm length is not as long in 1.7.3. I don't know if that's actually true, but it feels worse. It is shorter. What is this? This is hilarious. Why is there just like a random block of dirt there? Some of the world generation you find is really funny. Like I saw a brown mushroom on top of leaves the other day. Thought that was quite funny. $450K. Sheesh. So 7 to 8,000 more blocks and we'll get to our spawn chunks. And it doesn't just duplicate like the spawn generation, it duplicates the spawn chunk data, like the block data. So if you put like diamond blocks in that chunk, they'll be in the duplicated chunk as well. Really weird. Really weird. Or like the blocks that I've broken, they'll be there. 3.75%. That's so good. That's so good. That means in 100 days, we'll be at 37.5%, roughly. Roughly. Like I said, there will be slow days, and there will be big days. I want to do 1% in a day at some point. That won't be today. It might not be soon, but I think that would be a fun little challenge to do. So that would be 125,000 blocks in a day, basically. Which probably take... Like, if I'm doing 14k an hour, it would probably take, like, 9 or 10 hours. 30k blocks off for 4%. Well, we're getting 4% today, then, because 30k is 100% on the table. Maybe I'll do 9 to 10% in like a day. That would be a cool one to do. Or 6 to 7. I need to schedule it well where I have like not just a day free, but like I don't know, the energy to play Minecraft for 10 hours straight. Jeez. Gotta go to the water. The other time save that I've been doing that I've not really mentioned is always organizing my inventory using the auto walk glitch so that I'm not like wasting time when I'm moving stuff around. It's tick perfect, but it's just pressing E and W at the same tick, so it's not that hard to do. Especially because E and W are next to each other, you can just kind of put your finger in between the keys and press them at the same time. It does sometimes take me a couple tries though. It's pretty easy. Not really worth it to submarine here because it's not really a far distance. Oh fuck. Good recovery to be fair, but what was I doing? I'm gonna grab a snack. I'll be 1 sec. And I didn't even have to stop moving when I left my chair. Crazy optimization, right? Okay. Back in time to sleep. That could have been really bad if it took longer. I'm probably gonna need my water. There we go. Yeah, well, Minecraft is 17, let's say 16 years old, because we're only at the start of the year. Minecraft is 16 years old. I think the first, like, 4 years are responsible for, like, 90% of the features and development. But it makes sense. They don't want to, like, fuck with stuff that's, like, already there. Whereas, like, when you're adding... Like, when you're building up what Minecraft is and feels like in the first place, you don't need to, like, worry about it. Minecraft can join the army. I think that's sad. Why are 16-year-olds allowed to do that? Right, can't see active duty, but we can still, like, groom them to join the military complex or whatever. No, that's fine. I've been thinking about that whole thing of, like, movie ratings and how, like, a lot of people, if you look at their average ratings, it's mostly 7 to 10 and then below 5. People don't do 5 and 6 ratings. And I know what the reason is. People are not going to watch movies that are 5 or a 6. So of course they don't have any 5 or 6 ratings. It's when people are like, oh, a 7 rating isn't a bad rating. Like, it is. There's infinite 9s and 10s to watch, and you're gonna watch a 7? Well, that as well. People enjoy watching bad movies. People don't really want to watch, like, boring, mediocre movies. Sorry for the bad audio there. Oh, a bag of mini eggs. They're like 75p at Tesco. The reason I was thinking about it is because I'm only going to listen to a new album if one of two conditions is fulfilled. If one, it's highly rated, or two, it's an artist that I already like. So as you can imagine, all of the bad albums that I've listened to are from artists that I've already liked. I'm not going out of my way to, like, listen to shit music. Oh, floating sand. It's not that much, but Oh my god. Oh my god. Surface dungeon. I've never seen one of these. In 450k blocks, I've never seen one of these. Let's make some torches. If I didn't turn around there, I would not have spotted that. That was so lucky. Holy crap. Surface dungeon. These are not, like, super duper rare. But they're, like, rare enough to be noteworthy. So we got some iron, gunpowder string, and there'll be another chest here. Right? Oh, did I get a single chest dungeon? That kind of sucks. But still, that was pretty exciting. Surface dungeon? Take a screenshot. You know what's not a renewable item though? Mossy cobblestone. We only can get these from dungeons. So it's a bit of a status symbol to have mossy cobblestone. Oh, that's really exciting. I thought I wouldn't find any dungeons because I don't play with F3 on. If you play with F3 on, it's quite easy to find them because you can see the name tags above the mobs. So if they're slightly underground and you see like a grouping of name tags, most likely that's going to be a dungeon. So you can actually kind of spot them that way. But because I don't play with that on, I didn't think I would find any. But look, we did it. I'm gonna post that on the Discord and then we'll get back to walking. Maybe 1 second. Yeah, here we go. Cool. Okay, I'm really happy about that. That was really cool. We'll build something with the mossy stone, I think. We'll make like a monument at... Oh my god. I thought I disabled the spawner. Yeah, at some coordinate, we'll use that mossy stone to build a monument. Maybe 528k, because that'll be where the spawn chunks... Yes, that's such a good idea. We'll put them in the spawn chunks, and then we'll see them again at 1.56 million. No, not 1.56. 1,056,000. Because it's every 528,000 they do. Oh, now I want to get... Now I want to go there today. Yeah, I think I'm going to try and push for spawn chunks today. I think that would be so much fun. $74k, yeah, $74k more than what we're at now. So like 90k total for the day. 98 or something like that. It would be the most I've done in a day, but it's only 2 o'clock, so we've got time. Although, yeah, 5 hours sounds about right. I'm not gonna go super late though, so if I don't do it by like 10 o'clock, whatever. But I don't want to go super late because got work in the morning. I just gotta make sure I don't let the pace drop, because if I start going slow, then that 5 hours turns into 6, you know. So that we gotta keep up the pace. Then again, if I only went to 500k today, I'd have the spawn chunks to look forward to for tomorrow, because I can do 30k. Even finishing at 6 o'clock, I can do 30k after work, so might be worth it to do that. But we'll see. We'll see how I feel at 500k if I want to keep going. Because I think 70k is really achievable, but 90k, wow, that's a lot. Definitely won't be mic on for all of it. I think closer to the end there, I'll be muting up. I probably won't be in one stream either. I'll probably split it up so I can play some melee in between. Go for a walk. Because it is not good for you to sit down for 7 hours straight. That's actually really bad for you. So we will be going outside. I do it all the time. I used to, when I was doing Melon Keeper Gold, I used to like flip between games like absolute crazy. Like if it was a day where I was recording, I would record like a video, and then I might record another video like back to back. And then I'd be like, oh, that was a lot of work. Let me go play Melee. And I'd play Melee, and then I'd go like, okay, I can record another video. And I'm like, ah, maybe I'll speedrun something. And I'd speedrun something. And then I'd go back to Melee, and then I'd go to another game. I used to switch between games like absolute mad. Now I still kind of do that, I just don't have like the third game. So I'm like swapping between, like when I was speedrunning Minecraft, I was still playing Melee and I was swapping between them. But I didn't have the third thing, which was Melon Keeper Gold. And I never want like the Farlands journey to hurt the Melee progress. So like yeah, even if I'm not playing unranked for like multiple hours a day, which is probably good anyway to not do that, I'm still putting in time on so that I'm not, I don't want it to like get in the way. But the truth is, you don't need to put in a lot of hours in Melee to get better. You just need to put in like consistent hours. I think that like half an hour a day is better than 4 hours a day, to be honest. Like, it's not just diminishing returns. I think playing too much at once can actually make you like actively worse at the game, because you'll just develop your bad habits worse. It's like that thing where you take a break from Melee, come back and you're a bit rusty, but then you're better than you were before after you de-rust. It's because you forget all your bad habits, but you know what the good habits are. So you keep doing that because it's good, and you stop doing the bad stuff because it's not like, it's not in your muscle memory anymore. much has been said about taking a break from Melee to improve at it, and I think for some people that are really deep in the sauce, it probably is beneficial. But for the average person, you should just play the game. But you think you came back from your break worse? Your break was long. I think that has a lot to do with it. Your break was long. It was not like a few weeks off or like a month off. It was longer than that. I think there's a point where it starts to hurt you, you know, like I do think that's true. You also came back from your break by playing Dr. Mario, so not saying that has anything to do with it, but I fucked up. Oh, I placed another boat. What am I doing? I think it's fair to say that probably wasn't faster than just walking, but whatever. Honestly, it might have still been. Boats are so fast. I need to get more wood, but we've just been in this snowy place for so long. Start walking. Go on. Go on, you got it. Alright, no more water so that I don't use all my boats, and a bunch more trees so that I can get more boats. And it's a big frozen lake. There's actually a version of Minecraft that it came before beta 1.7.3, and it's got a setting that makes your world completely one ice biome. It's called like the frozen world setting or something like that. It makes every ocean an ice ocean. As you can imagine, that both makes the run slower because there's no proper oceans, but faster because there's a lot more oceans. It's quite a bit faster than doing it the way we are today. And I don't think anyone's ever done it, but the terrain is a lot flatter. There's a lot more of these ice lakes and oceans and stuff like that. So it would be faster for sure. The terrain is not as vertical in these biomes, as you can see. It doesn't go very high. Some mountains in the like mountainous biomes go above the clouds. It doesn't really happen in these biomes. So that would be cool. One of the things I've been thinking about a lot is like, there's so many ways to do this challenge. I wonder like how many ways it will be completed. You know, over the next few years. A lot of attention has come on it recently because of a couple people that completed it, but you know, there's a lot of variations on it. Like you can go to the corner farlands, which a couple people have done, and a couple people are still doing. That's 17 million blocks instead, because you're going diagonally. So it's a much bigger distance to travel. I think that's cool. Look how much value we're getting off of this one boat, by the way. This is like a huge strait of water. And I think that's a floating... Is that a floating block of sand? That is awesome. That is so cool. What a weird bit of generation. Let's go under it. Oh, you can't go under it. I thought I would be able to squeeze underneath and then the boat would... Or like my head would go through it, but the boat would go underneath. Still pretty cool. Okay. I think this is the better terrain out of going to that side, but I don't know. The mountain's pretty tall. I'm trying to take a lot of screenshots and stuff because I'm using the screenshots for the thumbnails of the stream. So I'm just trying to like take more interesting ones so that the stream thumbnails are a bit more interesting to look at. Not that it really matters. The only reason I'm streaming it is so that there's a record of it. I don't actually care about like people watching. Because I'll admit it's not the most interesting content. Especially all the mic muted streams, like that's gonna be 99% of it. Good side monitor content? Yeah, I don't know. How do you compete when like Ludwig is out there, right? That's like #1 side monitor content. When Ludwig reacts to a Mr. Beast video, I'm like, oh boy. I got side monitor content. You gonna see some tech? Oh, climbed that mountain instantly. Ludwig is begging to be main monitor, not his reaction content. I don't think so, at least. Half of his reaction content is just him staring at the screen. Like, he doesn't add very much. I like that video. He reacted to the Wi-Fi's video, destroying a world that doesn't exist. That I watched that while I was walking to the Farlands yesterday. That was such peak content, I can't lie. He's a bit of a pauser. That video was 2 hours long. I think his reaction was like 2 hours and 20 minutes. Like he didn't pause that much. But yeah, no, that video was so peak. Not because the writing was good or anything, just because it's 2 hours worth of content that I don't need to like queue up a bunch of stuff. I watched all of React Wars Season 4, shout out to Coney, and that just felt like a blur. It was literally like the peakest of side monitor content. Dude, are our attention spans fucked that we have like side monitor content as like a whole genre on YouTube? I haven't sat down and watched a YouTube video since Tip to Tip ended. And I probably won't until Tip 3 Tip starts. It's fair enough we want to be distracted. True. That's not a bad point. I don't know if I'm watching Ludwig to distract me from, like, war in the Middle East. Maybe I am. Oh no, it's good nighttime again. And there's no terrain in sight. That's fine. We'll just go to this shore. I think that's the safest thing to do. I think we lose more time if we overcomplicate it than if we just do it properly, you know? Or like safely, not properly. There's no like proper way to do it. It's all like the same shit anyway. Oh, I broke it. I'm such a chud. I'm just in the habit of it, right? Like it's fine. I think we go that way because that probably is like an embankment and then it goes in and then we get more time in the water. Oh, it's not an embankment. It's just a beach. I don't know if I used the word embankment correctly. I don't know if that's a term used to refer to like beaches. I don't know what that word means. Sometimes you just say shit and you think you've heard it before. To be perfectly candid. Oh, my axe broke. Okay, we got 5 iron. At some point I'm gonna need to go mining again. I usually just dig surface iron that I find, so hopefully we'll find some of that before we need to restock on iron. I mean, you can just make stone tools. It's not as fun. I like having, like, at least decent gear. Go. Move forward. There we go. I could go for diamond gear at some point, but that'll take a lot longer. That'll be like a half-hour distraction. There's no fast way until you get to 8 million blocks. Because at 8 million blocks, you unlock X-ray. That sounds like a joke. There's a bug that happens. It starts at like 1 million blocks, and then it happens every like. It starts at like 1.2 million or something. I don't remember the exact number. And then it happens at each power of 2 after that, I think. So it's at like 1 million, 4 million, and 8 million blocks. Where at 1 million blocks, the visuals are offset 1 pixel from where they should be. At 4 million blocks, it's offset 4 pixels. And at 8 million, it's offset 8 pixels. At 8 million blocks, it's almost impossible not to X-ray because all of the blocks are like offset and they like shift around and you just see through the gaps in the blocks. It's really weird. And it doesn't really make sense the way I'm describing it, but we will get there. We will get there. So maybe once we unlock X-ray, I'll go look for some diamonds. I am also using the Farlands Optimized mod, which removes a lot of the bugs and stuff related to high X positions, like the bugs that happen due to floating point error. I will be disabling the mod at least when we get to the milestones. I think I'll still play with it on for the most part. But I do want to, when we get to that 1 million, 4 million, and 8 million, I want to turn it off for those ones. So we get to experience the bug for a little bit and then go back to playing normally. And that mod is allowed for Farlands. I don't know who decided, but it's allowed. I mean, it makes sense. It just fixes like a visual bug that's really annoying. It's not like it makes the journey any easier. Arguably makes it harder because it turns off X-ray. There we go, 6, 7. The more I like try to optimize for speed, the less time I spend at Z equals 6, 7. I am still making some kind of effort, because every screenshot I take I do at Z 6, 7. Oh, there's 460k by the way, like 800 blocks back, but I missed it. So that's 30k blocks traveled today in 2 hours 12 minutes. Not bad. That's like a really good pace. That's like roughly 14k an hour. Still at like 14k an hour. So to get what 528,000 would be like 6 to 8k more. 6 to 8k at 14k per hour. So in 2 hours, it's 28k, 56 after 4 hours. It's probably Probably like 4.5 hours, 5 hours. How can it still be 5 hours? It was 5 hours like half an hour ago. Whatever, it's fine. Right, yeah, you need another block deep to do that. I was trying to push it a bit there, maybe. Oh my. Why did I put it in my... What the hell am I doing? Should probably craft an axe. I need to get more wood. Nope, not breaking it. Minus some of the time it takes to break a crafting table. But not all of it. Not all of the time. I'll just dig this whole thing. I'm not seeing a lot of trees out there. Is it worth it? Is it worth it? Probably not. I think it's worth it to go to this side and then get out the boat, walk across. Oh, it's actually not really that far of a distance anyway. It's fine, it's still faster. I need to make sure I'm breaking my boats as well, because even though I do it most times, I don't always do it. You get 3 wood, so it's definitely worth it. You also get sticks, which you don't really want. But... Oh my god. My tick timing is so bad. This way. It's a big mountain. We definitely don't want to go up there. Like, around that side. Actually, through the middle. You see that? Do you see what I see? I think I see the secret. Through the middle. It's still vertical, but not like all the way above the clouds. Perfect. Actually, like, ideal. I wonder if the time it takes to make iron tools makes stone tools like that much better. The only trouble is you'd need to make more stone tools because they don't have a good durability. And also, you do need shears. Like, you just don't get enough wool if you don't make shears. With the amount of sheep that you encounter usually. Okay. See that allocated memory is up at 91%? If we got a spike of used memory to like 91, we would be dangerously close to yeah, see, it's still 55 just when I load it into the world. So I think what we're going to do is restart the game, and that'll go all the way back down again. It also means we'll get the sheep spawning back in. So See? 1% used. That is obviously way better. And we're seeing sheep again, so we can start collecting more wool. Thing is, you get enough wool from like a pack of sheep for basically an hour or two. Because you get like 4 roughly when you share them. And you only need... I'm stupid. You only need like 18 an hour. Which, so if there's a group of like 4 sheep, that's 16. Like that's good enough for an hour. You could have more than 4 as well, so... Yeah, you get quite a lot of wool. Oh, I should put on my cords. So you actually know how much progress we're making. I just did the fucking YouTuber thing. And you're like, how much progress we're making? It's like, no, I'm making the progress, but... I do that a lot. If you watch Melon Keeper Gold, I did that pretty much every time I said I did something. It was, oh, we did it. We did it. Or let's do this, as in like, let us do this. So silly. So silly. Although I'm surprised the memory got that high in just 2.5 hours, because I didn't need to restart my instance once yesterday, and I streamed for 5. But we were loading different chunks and different stuff happened, so you never really know, right? It's just up to how much stuff is in memory. Plus, I did have to exit the world a couple times, but I didn't have to restart. I don't think I ever got to 90% used. Oh, crap. My audio is not coming through the right thing now. That's fine. I'll fix the audio in a second. I'll sleep first. Yeah. When Minecraft boots, it goes to like whichever audio source is the default. I'm gonna have to restart it. I'm gonna unplug my headphones to change the default audio source. Open it again. Now you can hear it and I can't, because I'm gonna plug my headphones back in. So stupid, by the way, of a way to do that, but that's what we're doing. That's it sorted for the next at least 2 hours. But yeah, that was really dumb. I should have thought about that when I booted it. Usually I just hold down right click to get in and out of the boat, but I like stopped on the wrong, like while I was outside of the boat instead of while I was inside of it. And I fell. It's actually good when you hit the mob cap for squids because then you can't accidentally run your boat into them because your boat will break if you run into a squid. It's a bit silly, but... Shout out to Ray and the album This Music May Contain Hope. That was great. That was a first listen for me. That was really good. Like light 8 to decent 8. Like that was it's a very cool album. I really enjoyed that. Now I'm gonna go back to listening to some old shit. Some old shit. But yeah, shout out. So what? 35,000 so far. That's 2.5 hours. So at 5 hours in, we'll be at another 3,500. That's 500k. 502k is 4%. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. And then another... After that, another 26k to get to spawn chunks. All very achievable. I'm trying to decide where to end stream now and then when to start stream later. Because I'm happy to go for a little bit longer, but I think if I do 5 hours straight, I'm not going to want to do 2 more hours. If I do like 3 and 3, and then a little bit at the end, that might be a bit better. Because at 5 hours, I'd have still 26k more to go. That's like 2 hours. So we're looking for 7 total hours of walking. I could do 3 and 3, and then just push a little bit at the end of the day. Or... But that's still 2 hours. Or no, that would be 1 hour left after doing 2 streams of 3 hours. 3 hours is like nothing. That feels like so achievable to do another 3. It's that last hour. If I started at 8, I'd be finishing at 11, and I'd still have an hour to do. So I'd have to start at like 6. So if I stop at 3:30 and start at 6, that gives me a couple hours to do stuff, other stuff. Okay, that sounds good. We'll go until 3 hours on the stream timer. How about this? I'll go till this. I'm listening to Araran. When that album finishes, it's like 45 minutes or something. We'll just go till the end of the album and see where we are. That's an L in the wall. That's really funny. Yeah, we'll go until the album's over. And that gives me like a concrete stopping point. Not that that makes sense for anyone watching the stream because they can't hear the music, but makes sense to me. I wish that copyright wasn't a thing so that I could play the music. I know people do it anyway, especially on Twitch where you can have like the different audio tracks. So you can like, the VOD can have a different audio track from the live stream. Because you don't get really, people don't really get the MCA'd live. It's usually the VOD that gets muted. Not that it would really matter if the VODs were muted for this challenge. Like, you don't really need the audio, but I don't want to anyway. Once again, I don't really know what to do here. I'm hoping if the, like, furnace is close enough, it'll light up the space around the bed. But I don't know if that works. Maybe I just need a roof over my head. I don't know. Maybe that'll protect me better. God, it's so dark. And my inventory is full of boats, which doesn't really make this easy either. Yo, my first house in my Farlands world. I was not really planning on making one till I got to the Farlands, but there we go. Yeah, that's fine, we just leave all that stuff. Hopefully nothing about that very claustrophobic setup prevents me from respawning there if I die. I mean, even if I... Like, it's probably not going to come out. I'm probably not going to die. But oh, I wanted to make mushroom soup. We'll just hold on to the other soup, I think. Can't even get it. I don't know why that happens sometimes. What game? Is it Slay the Spire 2? Slay the Spire 2? Slay the Spire is a game you could play while walking to the Farlands. If you had like the mobile version, there's enough time, downtime during the Farlands to like click some buttons. It would be a lot slower than playing Slay the Spire normally, but you know, it might not be worth doing. Oh my god, what the fuck did I just do? It's because I don't have hotkeys in this version. You can't change the controls in this version. I mean, there's very certain controls you can change, but you can't change your binds. So basically, you can't change the most important controls, and so I just scroll to get to the item that I want, and it's so much worse. I should set up a script, like an auto hotkey script, to just rebind that way. But I'm lazy. Or I mean, I could change it in my keyboard settings as well, because there is a gaming button on my keyboard that you can change the preset. So I could have like a Minecraft beta 1.7.3 preset and press the gaming button. And that would be fine, but I don't know. That was so bad. That was like 6 attempts in a row before I got it. Still beats getting RSI, so can't complain too much. That was cool. And get some sheep wool as opposed to the other types of wool. Sheep wool. 470k in 3 hours. I mean, so that we started at 430. So that's 30k. No, that's 40k in 3 hours. 40k in 2 hours 57. Super good pace. So another 3 hours and we'll be at 510k pretty much is what you would expect. That's quite good. That's actually quite good. Well, like I said, a little bit more and then I'll end stream. I'll be back later, I think. But I mean, we still got a good like 15 minutes for this stream. Something like that. 10, 15. No, that went deeper than I thought. What the fuck? Mushroom bed? Fate 3? Hold on. The Fate 3 bed. Rest in peace, Pontins. Rest in peace. I don't even have inventory space. I don't know why I broke that wood block. I need to actually use a boat first. Okay, that was never gonna work the way I did it, but that's fine. This will be our last stop for this stream. I'm gonna take a screenshot still at the end there. Just here. I think we put this on the moss stone to signify that we got this stream. And we're at 474,067. Stream, I think this is stream 16. I'm gonna put stream 16. Maybe 17. Fuck. Okay, let me check. 16, 17. Okay, I titled it stream 17, and it is stream 17. Stream 17. Day 10. GG's. There we go. Right, I will be back, but that's it for now.